think I drift too far. You always can wrap me in your arms. So when I think I overdone it too much, you always still come show me your love. So, I've been busy this week. I've been doing some recordings and I haven't really had time to vlog. So, do you guys want to hear my story about when I nearly drowned? Yeah, it was a crazy story. So this is how the story goes, right? About 2 years ago, roughly, our church, we had a gathering at one of these fun parks. I can't swim, by the way. That's pretty obvious. And what ended up happening is that basically I didn't want to seem like the awkward one out. So my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, or somebody that I was interested in at the time. I don't think we were official as yet or something. I can't remember. The point is, she wasn't my wife. And we decided to go to the church gathering stuff. You know, church sometimes plans activities, a getaway where people, you know. So when we were there, I got into my nice short pants and my wife was eager for me to walk in the water with her. And I wasn't scared. I wanted to do that. And at the back of my mind, I was thinking, yo, somebody is gonna be there in case anything happens. That's all I kept thinking. You know, I don't have to worry about anything. So even if by chance I go under or something, somebody's gonna save me, right? That's what I was thinking. So we got into the day and the activities were good. She wanted to swim, I wanted to chill. She wanted to swim, I wanted to chill. Eventually I decided to go into the pool because I got like this crazy fear of water from my childhood days with my pops, right? My pops, he's an Amerindian guy. And Amerindian meaning indigenous, meaning that they practice throwing their young into the water, and fear or the trauma helps them to learn to swim. That didn't work for me. Anyway, so we decided to walk in the water, and I trusted my wife and I trusted the guards that were there, the lifeguards or whatever you call them. Next thing I know, I was sitting with my wife and then somebody came from behind and pushed me over. They obviously thought that I could have swim, so I had no feelings against the guy or whatever. Cool friend of mine, still friends to this day, but he pushed me over. And basically how it looked is like if I was able to swim, but my head was downwards, which was crazy, you know what I mean? Because they didn't know that I was drowning. My wife, however, she started to get worried because she noticed that I wasn't doing much other than flapping around. Do you want to know what I was thinking while I was down there? I'll tell you in a moment. Yeah, so at that moment, right, I'm under the water and I'm thinking to myself, it's gonna be alright. It's totally gonna be alright. Yeah, sure. Anyway, so at that point, I couldn't see what was going on up top, of course, but my wife was telling me that, she was my girlfriend at that time, as I mentioned before. She was telling me that she was dumbstruck, and the guy that pushed me over was dumbstruck because he clearly didn't know that I couldn't swim, or so it would seem. And she was dumbstruck because it looked like I was able to swim because of the way that I was flapping around and whatnot. But I wasn't. I was literally doing this because I thought that some miracle would happen where I would magically learn to swim in that. Yeah, crazy, I know. Anyway, at that point, there were 3 things going through my mind. The first thing was, I'm gonna be alright. Somebody is around here and they're gonna come and pull me from this water in a matter of seconds. The second thing was, how do I close my mouth from all of this water going in? Because water was just inside of me and I was like, how do I close my mouth? And if swimmers normally deal with this while swimming. And the third thing was, why are they taking so long? Because it felt like forever. But I can't remember exactly how long it was, but next thing I know, I felt somebody lift me out of the water. I didn't see who it was, and it was not the lifeguard or the water people that supposed to save you. It was not them. And I learned 3 valuable things that day. Maybe 2, but I like to say 3 things all the time. I don't know why. Anyway, but the first one was, I could have died. Yeah, crazy, right? Second thing is, maybe coming so close to death is not always meant to traumatize you. Which means, well, we're gonna get into that just now, but yeah, it didn't leave me traumatized because upon coming out of the water, I was literally sitting at the side of the pool. My wife was almost in tears because she saw, but I didn't know exactly what was going on. I couldn't see it. And from the point where I was thinking that I would have been okay, not knowing that I could have died, which was crazy. So she was like, "Gordon, how are you? Are you so calm?" And I was like, I don't know. Anyway, and the third thing was, sometimes the people that you rely on to save you are the ones that will not and cannot save you sometimes. Crazy, right? As I was saying, for the number 2 thing that I learned. Number 2, let me explain number 2. You're not always gonna feel traumatized with near-death experiences. So sometimes, instead of something teaching you a lesson, it doesn't do anything to you. And this is for the people that like to do things with adrenaline or take a risk. You know what I mean? And it just basically brought things inside to me that 1, death is inevitable, and 2, at some point it's gonna come, and you don't always be ready for it, right? But that's not a vlog about that. But those are things that I learned in that moment, yo. And I wasn't scared. You know what I mean? Because obviously I didn't know that I could have died. But crazy fact is that same weekend, I believe there were several other incidents of people drowning over that weekend at different places in Guyana. That's a whole thing by itself, but I'm just grateful that I was spared and that, you know, God kept me. So yeah, that was the time that I nearly drowned. Leave a comment if you've ever experienced a near-death experience before, and leave a comment if you'd like me to tell you more stories like these, because I've been through a lot, and I'm sure that you can relate, whoever you might be. So leave a like, subscribe, share this video. This is your boy Valon, and I'm signing out.